Love
Be yourself.
Eat your fruits. Be yourself. Who cares what anybody says? Don't listen to nobody. But your own intuition.
And when you eat live, raw fruits, you feel alive and you find that purpose.
Absolutely.
You find that your passion and purpose and what you're meant to do.
And I love feeling sensitive. Like, I love just like how I just now, when I'm crying, it's usually of happiness, or like I'm crying and I know exactly why I'm crying, and
What's up, y'all?
Hey, hey.
How's it going?
This is Jakub, aka Kuba from Sustainability Starts Within, and we're out here with Jonny Juicer and FruitariAnne and Lisa at the Canada Fruit Fest in the Okanagan Valley out here in British Columbia, Canada, 2018. How are y'all doing? Loving the festival?
Love it. It's been a beautiful weekend.
Got these peaches.
Nice.
What do I got over here? I got cherries.
Cherries.
so much organic stuff here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So John Kohler tested these cherries and they're close to being off the charts.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
An excellent,
Meaning that they're at its like highest capacity of nutrients.
Oh, wow.
yeah, I
All
think an excellent rating on the bricks was 18 and it came out as 20.
Whoa. All right, so that will be my lunch.
Yeah.
So today we want to talk about, well, what I was thinking of talking about is like guys with a high feminine energy, but talking to Jonny Juicer, I'm thinking maybe that's not exactly what I'm gonna talk about, but I want to talk about. I want to talk about how like
We could
there's
talk
just-
about that, and I could just share my point of view on that, or we could just talk about whatever. We could just let it flow.
Talk about like how there's this pressure on guys being in a specific way.
Exactly.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like with my buddies, I feel like a lot of pressure of being a certain way as being a man.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is not my true nature. Like I don't jive with a lot of that.
I think that's
men.
how we're brought up originally. You know, like we're just brought up to fit in and be in the cool crowd and have the nice shoes and not to get bullied and picked on. So we want to be around our guys, and as we get older, that stays with us and that ego stays with us, and we want to, you know, it's like a competition / you know, I'm tough, I'm cool, and if I'm not, I'm, you know, I'm like a girl, or I'm, you know. So.
Yeah.
And I've talked about that in lives, you know, like how I live that way a certain amount of my life, and then actually finding the diet and having all these changes, going through all these changes, you know, it's like you finally figure out who you really are, and you want to express that, you know, that word love, and you want to spread that love in any way possible.
It's interesting. You cut to like my further questions of like bringing the diet into this. Like I was gonna say, like, if y'all feel that this diet of eating high fruit and living foods and, you know, being in tune with Mother Nature through the food, if that affects you, like, I think it makes you more sensitive, more emotional.
It definitely makes you more sensitive.
Yeah.
It definitely makes you more emotional. Definitely fills you with more love, and you want to express that, you know, in whatever way possible. And at least that's in my case. And I think it, like I was talking about over there, you know, it's like some people look at me and maybe get an image of, okay, tattoos, this guy is, you know, he's bald, he's got a beard, he's kind of, you know, a tough guy or whatever. And I love like that, because that's not who I am. And that's not who I am when people meet me. That's not what I put out to the universe on social media. And that's something that I'm proud of, you know, to be able to change that whole perspective of how we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to act, you know, around women, around men, animals, you know, like we were talking about with the diet, you know, compassion for the animals. Same goes for the people. People come first, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny because connecting with Anne here these last couple of days, we connected on Instagram before through, like, we both share a lot on the Insta stories, and she was saying that she thought I was this, what did you say, like this cool kind of tough guy or something? Like,
That's like you know, it's like
like
Gangster.
I don't know.
Because I wear my
Rapper,
cap to the back and I freestyle.
You haven't wore a cap this whole
No, because I feel like
festival.
I don't know, I don't feel like it this festival. But a lot of times I like to put my cap to the back and listen to hip hop and just like rap and stuff, and I feel like feel like that's a part of my nature. But I feel actually sometimes people like treat me different from when I wear a cap and when I don't wear a cap. You know. But then you're like, oh, but you're like such a nice guy. I'm like, you didn't expect that. So that's kind of what
I
you're
get that
saying.
all the time. I get that all the time.
Yeah, definitely. When you're not blocking yourself and your emotions with dense cooked food, definitely it just forces you to really feel and really like, okay, now I'm feeling these emotions, and like now I'm just really gonna try to work through them, and I think that's amazing. Just being able to grow so much more than when we're stuffing ourselves with stuff that's just gonna suppress it for a moment, but we want to express, like you were saying, like instead of suppress, we want to express, and
Exactly.
and yeah.
So what do you think, like, does that mean it's kind of like, oh, if you eat raw foods and you start feeling these emotions, is that bad? Because if you just eat cooked food or whatever, you suppress it, then you don't have to feel those emotions. Does that mean with the raw foods, you suffer more?
No, not at all.
You suffer more with the.
I feel with the cooked foods, the
Yeah,
animal
foods.
products, the processed foods, you know, that put you to sleep.
Yeah.
You get a lot more brain fog. You're not more in tune with yourself. You get depressed.
Yeah.
You know, low energy. And when you're eating the raw foods, when you're eating all the fruit, and you know, in my case, a lot of juices and high water drinks, you know, it just puts you more in harmony. And I mean, look at us out here.
Yeah.
All the everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's the bees, and you know, we're just all one. We're all just like one collective.
And I love feeling sensitive. Like I love just like how I just now, when I'm crying, it's usually of happiness, or like I'm crying and I know exactly why I'm crying, and I'm so happy that I can actually let go of things, and not before when I was younger. And that's something that I know guys deal a lot with. Like they're crying is a thing that they're not really supposed to do, and because you know you're supposed to be tough. But even for girls, it can be hard sometimes to cry. But for me, after going raw, it's like I cannot even stop my tears when I'm in public. I will just cry if I really open up and I'm sharing something that's really true in my heart, or if I'm talking with the person, or if something is, I will just let go, and I really love that, and I hope, yeah, that's something I really enjoy about.
You're feeling that emotion and then releasing it.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of, like, I'm not holding it back anymore. And I think, yeah, that's so beautiful when guys do that too. It's so, for me, one of the most attractive things about guys is when guys are vulnerable and like sharing their being themselves, and not being afraid of what they really are. And most guys are really sensitive. Most guys are really, like, I think
We all are
sensitive.
but again, we suppress it.
Yeah, we're trying to like not show that we are, and I
Like we
think it's,
pretend we're not.
yeah.
See, I feel in my journey, that's why I'm doing this kind of videos. I feel this is like a topic or an issue that's like an important part of my healing journey.
Yeah.
Like the next part of it. Because I feel like with this Living Foods diet, a lot of emotions have been coming up, and a lot of sadness I have been feeling just because of realizing how much I've suppressed my whole life. Emotions and like the real me, and now it's coming out, and sometimes I get sad and I cry, but I still am embarrassed to do it in public or in front of people, so I keep it to myself often. But I'm learning to just be real in the moment with whoever I'm with, and just expressing what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So you guys are really inspiring me for that.
Yeah, and it's not just that, it's, you know, we all want to do that, but unfortunately, like, a high percentage of not just men, but just people in general aren't ready for that, you know?
Yeah.
They're not ready to see that, especially coming from a man. So that also, I'm sure, makes us uncomfortable.
Definitely. If you are going from the festival and going out in the real world and just start opening up, and people are like not even ready, and like they're not even dealing with themselves, and like this person is suddenly opening up and crying, and they don't know what to do.
I was just talking about that with somebody, like when I was in Costa Rica a few months back, you know, it's similar to this. It's similar like when you go to a festival, you know, there's so much love and so much high energy and vibes being shared, and then you leave and boom, you go right back to Houston, and you got CNN on TV, and everybody, it's just a different vibe, it's a different, you know, and it's like it's like you get back into that, what I like to call the matrix, you know, of this world that we are playing this role in and have to be a certain way, not your authentic self. So
What do you think, Johnny, about a guy having girlfriends that are just friends?
yeah, I have a bunch of them that are just friends. Yeah,
Okay,
I
'cause
know, it's
feel like
funny.
with
It's
my buddies,
funny.
it's
The
like,
same thing you said. You know, whenever I post something, like old friends of mine will be like, "Oh, are you know?"
Yeah, are you sleeping with that girl?
Exactly.
Did you get it? Did you get some?
I'm like, no,
Like,
man.
no, we
they're
just
they're
ate some
my fruit
watermelon.
friends, man. Exactly.
We had a watermelon party. It was the
Exactly,
best.
man. They're just my fruit friends. I just stayed at Airbnb with 4 girls. You know, all friends. All friends. You know.
Yeah, I had
All
3
group
roommates that were
hugs.
girls, and I looked at them, some of them, like as my little sisters because they were younger.
Yeah.
We're just friends.
Yeah.
Okay, so a guy can have girlfriends.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree. I had 3 Aussie male roommates, and we were just friends. I mean, it's just the way it's just others see that barrier between the 2 sexes, I think. But there's that equality and that respect for each other that you share.
And it's such deeper connections too. It's like you get to be, like, for me, friends and having a girlfriend or boyfriend, it's the same thing. Like, if you're really good friends, you have a loving connection, and it's the same thing as a romantic relationship. There's of course some differences, but I feel like all these people we're meeting here, it's all love. Like, it's all the same love, but at different relationships. And
Yeah, and I don't care if I'm connected with a girl or a guy. It's like the same thing for me.
yeah,
Right.
it's like you love your mom so much, and you love your dad as much, but it's different relationship you have with both of them. But you love them as much. Same thing with all humans. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, love is all.
That's it. That's what it comes down to.
But this is like a mind blank right now.
It's all good. It's all love. It's all love, man. It's all good.
Yeah, no
Oh,
problem.
I was gonna say, I remember now, that if I had a romantic relationship, I would want that partner to be like a good friend.
Yeah,
Not just
100%.
Has to be.
not just my
Has to be.
Exactly.
relationship partner, you know?
Yes.
Has to be.
You want to be
Yeah.
best friends with the person you want to be with for the rest of your
Right. It's
life.
a
Yeah,
life
exactly.
partner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
And sometimes I feel like I'd rather have a good girlfriend than like a lover that is not my friend, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in that actually.
Right.
That's why I don't really
No.
date much. I'd rather hang out with friends than like date
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
girls.
100% agree.
Looking for love, you know?
100%.
You guys agree? Wow. Because I feel like a lot of pressure, like I should start dating and
Well,
stuff.
that's the same thing. It's social
Yeah.
pressure of families and friends, and
You need to get married and
it's all a bunch of junk, man. I just think
Wow,
the same
I'm
thing.
not crazy.
Graduate high school. Graduate high school. Go to college. Find your wife. Have your kids, and there's your life. You know, it's like there's so
Yeah.
much pressure to do
Yeah,
that.
There's a timeline, and
There's a
people-
timeline you have to follow, and that's not the case.
Everyone's in
You can
their
meet your
own
life partner
journey.
when you're 60.
100%.
Right now I'm
Yeah.
32, and like I
You might
feel
just
everyone my
have a
age.
different purpose. That's all. Everybody has they're on their own mission. So
Yeah,
And when you eat live raw fruits, you feel alive, and you find that purpose. You
absolutely.
find that your passion and purpose and what you're meant to do, and I feel it just takes you to a whole nother level. Like, you really find that inner peace, and I mean, you're already on that journey. Look where look where you were at before, and look where you're now.
And what I feel is like the more I follow my passion, my heart, and live my purpose, I find the right people. I connect with the right people just naturally, and I don't have to like look for love. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like it's just gonna be a natural flow
yeah.
as I live my
definitely.
natural purpose. you
Yeah,
know?
I think the best we can do is just keep having that love for ourselves. Just like always be the best friend you can be to yourself. And once you have that, and once you're like always, when there's hard times, you're always the good friend that's saying to yourself, like another friend would say to yourself, being, oh, actually I'm good enough, or oh, it doesn't matter, it's okay, that I make mistakes and stuff like that. Once you have that love and inner deep love, then we can start just like opening up and just let it flow. and yeah, it would be so much easier, I find, for myself. self-love and love is all.
I agree.
Yeah.
100%.
So the moral of the story is to love yourself.
Love
Be
yourself.
yourself.
Eat your fruits. Be
Yeah.
yourself. Who cares
Yeah.
what anybody says? Don't
Yeah.
listen to nobody.
Yeah.
But your own intuition
Exactly.
and who you are.
I love it.
Thank
But
you.
I can't lie though, like that's a good message, but having other people support that message makes it easier.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Find your tribe.
That's
Yeah.
why
Find
we.
your tribe.
gotta
That's
find
why
your
we're
tribe.
making this video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys so much.
Thank
That
you,
was
man.
Very fun and
Absolutely.
awesome.
Take
Much
care.
love.
Peace.
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 Peace, love, and peaches.
Yeah.
And cherries.
And cherries.